Hey, Anna. The company are holding a welcome party especially for me tonight, so I need you to do my work for me, okay? Huh? I'm sorry, Rachel, but I'm almost ready to clock off for the day. My friend's waiting outside in the car. Excuse me? Did you just defy me? 'Cause it sounds a lot like you just defied me. You only work part-time. Surely you can be flexible enough to cover me just for tonight. You do know I work full-time at this company, right? I told you before I'm not a part-timer. I just have a temporary reduction in working hours to look after my son. Whatever, I don't need to hear about all the minor details of your private life. Unlike salaried full-timers like myself, part-timers get paid in proportion to the hours they work, so you should be thanking me for kindly giving you the opportunity to make more money. I'm going home. What did you just say? Oh, no, you're not. I'll be showing up at the newbie welcome party at the bar the company hired out later on after my friend takes me to pick up my son from the daycare center before taking him to stay with my parents for the night. I'll probably see you there. Wait, what? You're coming to the party too? But I never invited you. I don't need an invite from you. We work at the same company and you're not even a manager. Anyway, I'm cutting it close already, so I really need to head off. You're not invited to the newcomer welcome party, you filthy part-time old hag. I might not officially be your superior, but there's an unspoken rule that full-time employees call the shots over part-time filth. You should know your place, woman. Gross. I can't believe you actually had the nerve to show up at the welcome party. I mean, seriously? Oh, and another thing. I thought of this at work today, too. But why the hell are you so buddy-buddy with the CEO? Seeing you laugh and joke together like that makes my skin crawl. I saw you eating lunch with him in the office cafeteria, too. You even show up to work with him in the mornings. You should know better. Don't you have a husband and a kid? What disgusting behavior. Have you no shame flirting with the CEO like some goddamn loved-up high school student like that? Someone really ought to teach you a lesson. If he's desperate enough to take a worn-out bimbo like you up on your advances, he'd be better off going with someone younger and more beautiful on a full-time contract. Someone like me. I have more of a right to get along with the CEO than you do. I mean, really. Who the heck do you think you are, showing up to the newbie welcome party on a part-time contract? You do not get to rub shoulders with those of us who actually work hard. Oh, looky, I just saw you go to the toilet. This is my chance. I'll have you out of this party if it's the last thing I do. Don't say I didn't warn you, bitch. You did the right thing by taking your belongings with you to the toilet. There's no need for you to come back to the bar now. It was so kind of you to get ready to leave like that before I even said anything. You sure do crack me up, Anna. I'm in such a great mood right now. Do you mind if I say it one more time? Don't say I didn't warn you, bitch! Rachel, give me back my purse. Oh, did you finally notice? When did you steal it? Steal? Oh my god, how could you accuse me of something so horrible? Remember when you got all flustered when I poured water all over you in the toilets? I caught a glimpse of your luxury-branded purse when you were rummaging through your handbag to find something to wipe yourself down with, and, well, what can I say? I took my opportunity while you were distracted. You obviously have no right to own something so expensive while working on a part-time contract, so I figured I'd teach you a little lesson. I'll be looking after your purse for a while. Your money will pay for my drinks at the next bar. What? Drinks are on you tonight. Oh, but don't worry. I'll give you back whatever small change is left tomorrow after work. As for the purse itself, I'll have to keep it, because we simply cannot have a lowly part-time filth like you owning something this nice. I've kindly decided to give you my cute little purse in exchange. All right, that settles it. Since we're doing a fair exchange, you can't accuse me of stealing anymore, right? Rachel, please stop this at once. My husband gave me that purse for my birthday. Please give it back. Oopsie, no can do, sweetie. Anyway, how the hell do you expect to come back to the bar in that sorry state? You look like a drowned rat after I poured that bucket of water over your head in the toilets. Hurry up and go home and change your brat's diapers or something. Craig.
Anna, what's going on? Is everything okay? Where did you disappear to after going to the toilet?
You need to be careful around Rachel.
Huh? What do you mean? She's that new girl, right?
She's dangerous. She followed me into the toilets, came up from behind me, and poured a bucket of cold water over my head.
What the hell?
That's not all. She took my purse from my handbag when I was trying to dry myself off.
Your purse? Is she insane? That's theft, plain and simple.
That purse was a gift from my husband, and she seems to have taken a liking to it. She said she's going to give me back the contents tomorrow at the office, but intends on keeping the purse itself, apparently. She also told me she'll be using my money to buy herself drinks at the next bar you guys go to.
Jesus Christ. What the hell is wrong with her? Does she not realize how outrageously she's behaving?
Sadly, no. She seems to have precisely zero awareness of how unacceptable her actions are.
Holy Mother of God. Where the heck do we find these people? I'm starting to have serious doubts about the hiring team.
Anyway, I'm heading home now. I'm soaking wet after her little bucket stunt, and if I show up to meet you guys again, she'll probably just do something else to me. I don't want to cause any confusion and let her ruin the party any more than she already has.
Right. I generally don't think it's a good idea to negotiate with terrorists, but practically speaking, now might be a good time for a temporary tactical retreat. Her days are numbered now anyway.
On that note, can I leave the rest to you?
Of course. Say no more, sis.
Thanks, Craig. I'm counting on you. Hey, bitch face. Hello, Anna. Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Hey! Why the hell didn't you tell me? You never told me you were the CEO's little sister. You have an obligation to tell me things like that, damn it. Aha, I knew it. So you did forget. Forget what? I don't know what the crap you're talking about. Remember when I introduced myself to you on your first day? Hi there, Rachel. My name's Anna. I'm Craig's sister. What? But I don't remember that. Obviously, I didn't say it because I had any intention of imposing myself over you or abusing my position in any way. I just thought helping you understand the social dynamics of the office might make you feel more at home. But if you're the CEO's sister, why the hell do you always get to go home early? Or, wait, is that why? If you didn't leave early all the time, I wouldn't have mistook you for a freaking part-timer. Ugh. According to the CEO, you've been here for a whole 7 years? I know what's going on here, Anna. There's only one reason you'd get to leave before everyone else. You're getting special treatment because you're the CEO's sister, aren't you? You make me sick. You're abusing the fact that you're related to the boss to enjoy special privileges in the workplace. I'll report you to corporate ethics. No, the police. You deceptive, good-for-nothing lowlife. Shall I say it again? Okay, I'll say it again. Are you ready? Here it comes. I'm on reduced working hours. I know what that means. It means you get to go home before everyone else, including part-time scum, which is not fair. Ah, I see. So that's where you got confused. You don't know, do you? Confused about what? What don't I know? Reduced working hours refers to a specific system all companies are legally obliged to implement and provide all employees access to, provided they meet certain conditions. Huh? A system? Reduced working hours is a system implemented by the Department of Labor in accordance with rigorous legal standards to ensure that all employees have access to adequate time off in the event that they're required to care for children or elderly persons such that a balance between work and private life may be achieved. I recently came back from my maternity leave, but I have to get home early because my son's still very young, which is why I decided to use the system. Basically, I don't go home early because I'm the CEO's sister. I go home early because I meet the conditions required to qualify for the reduced working hours system due to my obligation to look after my son. Oh, really? You didn't read our company regulations, did you? Does anyone actually read that crap? They're long, boring, and I don't even understand half the words. You don't have to study them in depth. Even a brief read-through would have been enough to get a basic grasp of the reduced working hours system. Besides, even forgetting that, didn't someone go over stuff like that with you during your introduction? I'm sure they did. You probably just weren't listening. Like hell I'm gonna remember pointless details like that. It's time for you to give me back my purse, Rachel. No, I want it. It's really nice, and I am so not giving it back. Nuh-uh. Actually, the CEO confiscated it, but would you mind getting him to give it back to me? I really like that purse. Like I said before, my husband gave me that purse for my birthday. Anyway, why are you so obsessed with it? Because it's the newest item in Louis Vuitton's Vogue lineup. All the celebs are wearing it. I must have it. Huh? It's limited edition and won't be available for much longer. I've never seen one in real life before, and I am not going to throw away this opportunity to have it for myself. What on earth are you talking about? Maybe you should get your eyesight checked out, because that purse is nothing but an old leather bag that my husband's leatherworker friend made into a purse as a favor. Huh? A bag? I mean, I guess it's not a surprise that you've never seen a purse like it before. Because it probably is the only one of its kind in the world, what with being made of a few old pieces of leather by my husband's friend. But it most certainly isn't an expensive brand, and it isn't as precious or valuable as you seem to think. Oh my God, are you serious? Anyway, Rachel, I'm pretty sure you have more serious things to be worried about than my purse. Huh? Like what? Didn't my brother tell you at the newcomers' welcome party? You know, that you're fired? Oh my God, what? Me? Fired? You really do never listen to anything anyone says to you, huh? Why would I get fired? I haven't done anything fireable. If you don't think pouring a bucket of water over my head and stealing my purse constitutes a fireable offense, I don't know what to say to you. Anyone with an ounce of common sense would understand that we simply cannot afford to keep somebody as dangerous as you at the company. Your official notification of dismissal will be arriving in the post shortly. I'm sorry. I'll be more careful from now on, I swear. Sadly for you, society isn't forgiving enough for that from now on to materialize. You have no future at this company, Rachel, and the sooner you accept that, the better. Can't you just do something to make this go away? You're the CEO's sister, for crying out loud. Won't you tell him you forgive me? And why exactly would I do that? What? My son's starting to get unsettled. Maybe he can sense the fact his mom's talking to an unhinged lunatic with less common sense than a sack of potatoes. Goodbye, Rachel. What? No, please. No. This cannot be happening. Ugh, my life wasn't supposed to go this way. Are you freaking kidding me? I can't believe you filed criminal charges against me. You have to stop this, please. Losing my job was bad enough. My life is over if I get a criminal record. Not only that, but my mom and dad found out about what I did, and they are furious. My dad was so mad he threw a plate of spaghetti at me when I went home today, and if I didn't duck as fast as I did, I would have been a goner. Hey! Quit ignoring me. How can you live with yourself? You're evil. You have mental problems. How can you be so arrogant? You think you get to go through life doing whatever the hell you want to whoever you want, huh? Well, listen to me, bitch. Your husband and son are gonna abandon you one day if you keep this up. Mark my words. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I'll be taking your husband for myself. A little birdie told me he just so happens to be the hot young sales manager at Globex Trading Corporation. I met him at that client meeting that time back when I was at the company. He's as handsome as they come, which makes him a perfect match for a busty stunner like me. He's guaranteed to leave you one day, so I may as well take him early while he still has plenty of love-making years left in the tank. With your husband on my arm, I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I get a hunky young stallion to keep me entertained in the bedroom, and I get out of having to pay you compensation because he's rich. Anna! Pick up the goddamn phone already! A message from my husband. Ooh, what is it? Is he gonna propose to me? Who the heck would want to marry a loudmouthed bimbo like you? Huh? If you have anything else to say to me, contact my lawyer. Goodbye. No, wait! You and your asshole husband deserve each other. You'll pay for this, bitch! Ugh! You may remember my brother Craig asking the salient question of, where the heck do we find these people? And it just so happens that I found out later on that Rachel was in fact hired through nepotism when her uncle in HR fast-tracked her through the hiring process. When I heard that, her insufferable arrogance suddenly made perfect sense. As for her reprobate uncle in HR, he was demoted and took a sizable pay cut for his misdeed. As for Rachel herself, she showed no remorse and clearly had no intention of changing her ways, and if anything got worse, so I had no choice but to file criminal charges. I did receive an offer from her parents to settle out of court after they showed up looking embarrassed outside my house one day. But the color drained from their faces and was replaced by a look of sheer despondency when I showed them the chat logs. In an instant, they changed their minds on the out-of-court settlement and vehemently encouraged me to press charges before agreeing to pay me my compensation in one lump sum. Having a criminal record is probably going to make Rachel's life pretty difficult from here on out. But to be frank, that's not my problem. According to her mom and dad, her life going forward will consist of nothing but forced labor, constant supervision, and a 5 p.m. curfew, which means I'll probably never see her again.
Hi, Lisa. It's a short workday today, isn't it? Huh? Today is Thursday, right? The short workday at my company is Wednesday. I wasn't talking about your company's policy. It's a day for you to come home quickly and do your job as a wife. That's why I'm telling you to come home without working overtime. I've never heard that before. I've just decided. If you're not working late, you can leave early. What is that? You're thinking like, if you don't have bread, just eat cake. Anyway, come home early. Before you come home, go to the supermarket and get some groceries for dinner. When you get home, you prepare my dinner, clean the bathroom, clean the toilet, and mop the floor. You can't just abandon your duties as a wife because of your job. That's unacceptable. That's impossible. Huh? I have to go to a distant client tomorrow. So I'm not going home today. I'm leaving on the train. What? Do you think you can get away with such nonsense? It's my job. It can't be helped. I've already told my husband Frank. Besides, even though we live together, it's a 2-family house. Your side of the family should do the housework. I'm really dumbfounded. What's your job? You're a woman. You don't have much of a job anyway, but you have the nerve to go on a business trip? Normally, when a woman becomes a wife, she should quit her job and take care of her family, right? And you've been married for 20 years, and you still don't want to be part of the family. Are you talking about that again? As I said before, I am in a position of some responsibility in my company. I can't just casually leave early or resign. You haven't believed me for a long time that I'm a manager. Of course I don't. It's insane for a married woman to be in a managerial position. And an incompetent person like you can't possibly be in a managerial position. I see. That's why I'm telling you to quit your job. It's not like you're making much money anyway, and the business will run smoothly even if you're not there. Besides, what's more important than anything else? I think the reason I don't have grandchildren is because you're working. You're in your 40s. You're on the verge of not being able to have a baby, so you need to get on with it. That's why I want you to stop working. If I stop working, I won't be able to make a decent living. Besides, I've decided not to have kids. I have my hands full with my life right now, and I don't see any way I can adequately raise a child. What are you saying? You still insist that you can't live on Frank's earnings alone? We've been having the same conversation over and over again. There's no way that's true. Oh my God, I really wonder why a woman like you came to me as a daughter-in-law. As for me, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that you don't believe me even when I show you my paycheck stubs. Huh? My lunch break is over, so I'm going now.
Hey, Lisa. You said some terrible things to my mom.
Terrible things?
She said you took offense at her suggestions and lashed out at her. She's your mother too, even if she's your mother-in-law. Take better care of her. Respect her more.
Oh my God. I guess that's what they say.
Huh?
I'm being told that I'm totally in the wrong and that my mother-in-law can talk to me however she likes. I don't think your mother was right. That's why I argued my point of view. I didn't want to give in just because I was dealing with my mother-in-law.
Huh? It's not my mom's fault. You were embarrassed because my mom pointed it out, weren't you? That's why you took offense, right? If you honestly admit your guilt and sincerely apologize, I'll forgive you now. So, apologize quickly.
Yes, you're right. It's enough. I've put up with you for the past 20 years, haven't I?
Huh? What are you talking about?
About my side of things. I'm at a hotel on a business trip, reconfirming the documents I need tomorrow. I guess that's it then.
Hey! I'm not done talking with you.
Lisa, I heard you're on a business trip again today. Yes, I am. I heard you're coming back in 3 days. Yes, that's right. Is there any possibility of a change of schedule? I can't say for sure. It depends on the situation at the destination. Is there a problem? Nothing, just checking. Okay. Okay then. Frank, what does this mean?
Oh?
I just came back from a business trip. All the furniture and dishes in the house are gone, leaving only my things. And there's divorce papers on the floor of the living room. What is this?
As you can see, I'm divorcing you. I talked it over with Mom, and we decided to start living separately, so we moved out.
Did you do that on purpose? You know today is our 20th wedding anniversary, right?
Yes, I do. Well, just because divorcing on your wedding anniversary is sad for you.
That's not really an explanation. So you're saying that your mother agrees with the separation to divorce process?
That's what I meant.
That's right, I get it. But I'll make sure you fulfill any necessary responsibilities that come with the divorce.
Responsibilities? Oh, you mean the divorce papers? I don't know what you're in such a hurry for, but the divorce papers are filled out by me. All you have to do is fill them out, send them in, and that's it. I'm fulfilling my last responsibility as your husband, filling out the divorce papers. Before you get on your high horse and start pointing fingers, you might want to check it out.
Oh, by the way, let me ask you something.
What?
How are you going to pay for your living expenses from now on?
Huh?
Your mother doesn't work. You're going to have to support her with your earnings. What do you think about that?
Of course I'm thinking about it. My mother and I have my father's inheritance, so it doesn't matter if you're not here.
I see. Okay, I get it. Are you sure you want to file for divorce?
Yes, I'm sure. Just fill them out as soon as possible.
I'll think about it. Lisa, as expected, you're home already, right? Honey, I'm done with you. You and Frank will be divorced. Oh, this time I have to deal with my mother-in-law. This time? Frank sent me a text a while ago about the divorce and moving out. Oh, I didn't know. Then there's only one thing I can say. In order for me to have a grandchild as soon as possible, I think the best thing I can do is for you to get out of my life and get Frank a new wife. A new wife? Frank told you that, didn't he? Holly is pregnant with Frank's child, and she wants to be married before the baby is born. Holly? Who's that? Oh, you don't know? Holly is a pretty and thoughtful woman who will turn 26 this year. I found her for Frank because you never had a baby. Huh? Holly is very different from an old wife like you. It's better to have a young woman to give birth to a child, isn't it? Old? Frank is older than me. You're much older than me. Shut up. Why do you lack respect for your mother-in-law? I'm so glad I didn't let you have a child. It would have been terrible if they grew up to be rude like their mother. Huh, I see. I'd like to ask you one thing. What? What are you going to do about your living expenses from now on? What? If you let Frank divorce me, it means you can no longer rely on my earnings. I don't know if Holly, whose name you just mentioned, is working. I made her leave because she got pregnant so that she could start a family. I see. So the three of you will be living on Frank's earnings, and in a few months, the four of you will be living on his earnings alone. Yes, that's right. Are you sure you can handle it? Of course we will be fine. After all, Frank's monthly income is double yours. We'll be able to live without any problems at all. What? Frank doesn't make that much money. What are you talking about? The pay stub you showed me before. Your take-home pay was about $3,000, right? Frank's salary is double that, so he earns $6,000 a month. That's the opposite. Opposite? I make twice as much as Frank. What? Let me put it in a simple way. It is correct that my take-home pay is $3,000 per month. Frank earns about half of that. That means $1,500 a month. Huh? Even though you lived in the guest room, you lived under the same roof and you didn't notice? Your son has moved from job to job. In the 20 years since he married me, he has quit and changed jobs 11 times. 11 times? The longest one lasted a little over 3 years. The shortest one he quit after just 1 day. How can his salary go up like this? Why does he quit his job so quickly? Maybe it's because he's spoiled. What do you mean? Almost all the reasons for quitting, it seems, are human relations. When I asked him about the details, he told me that he always quits because he gets into a fight with another employee. In the worst cases, they even grabbed each other and fought. I even paid compensation to the other party.
I don't understand. But it's not my son's fault. He must have been bullied or mistreated at work. Then he has every right to be angry.
I don't know what's really going on here. It's hard to imagine that he's been bullied at every one of the 10 companies he's left. Of course, there are times when people get into trouble when they work. But to resign after a fight on your first day at work is just too strange. I think it's more reasonable to think that Frank had a problem and that he was the one that started the fight.
What if it's true? Why didn't you tell me earlier?
Frank said he would tell you himself.
I didn't hear about it.
Frank probably didn't tell you. Anyway, because of these circumstances, he depended on my salary to live. So having a child was just a dream. When I was a newlywed, I wanted to have children too. Even though I didn't have the money when I was young, I kept thinking, when I get older and can afford it. I kept thinking about it, and before I knew it, 20 years had passed. Because Frank's salary did not increase, we had to give up on having children. Even if it weren't for that, I would have had to give up on having a child because my husband quit his job every time he had a fight or a disagreement. I can't think of raising a child because it's too unstable and random. And if something goes wrong and someone gets hurt and there is an incident, I would feel sorry for my child.
Wait a minute. If that's true, why would Frank divorce you, the breadwinner? That's too stupid of him, no matter how much Holly is in his life.
According to the text from Frank just now, he said he'll be fine because of the inheritance left by his father.
Huh? Inheritance? There's no such thing and there never has been.
I'm sure that's true. Your husband liked to spend his money. Anyway, why don't you talk about it with Frank face to face? It seems that you two overestimated each other's importance and depended on each other. You both seem to have left out important details.
Hey, Lisa. I'll give you one last chance.
What? Did you have a discussion with your mother?
Yes, I did. I'll tell you how it went.
No, I don't want to know.
I'll tell you the only way you don't have to get a divorce from me. If you want to continue our relationship, you give me money every month. You're gonna give me and my mother everything you make. Do you understand?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You're an idiot.
Huh?
I'll explain it to you in detail. From now on, Mom and I will be in charge of the household finances. I'll give you $50 as a monthly allowance, and you'll make do with that. If you agree to these terms, we won't get divorced, and I'll tell you where to move.
Huh, I see.
If you want to be a family with me in the future, you're going to have to put up with me treating you like an ATM.
I can't because I'm going to live in England.
Huh? England?
A while ago, I was troubled by the fact that the company told me, or rather strongly implied, that I'd be transferred overseas. But you and your mother said you wanted a divorce and moved out. Thanks to that, I've made up my mind.
Huh?
So, I'm getting divorced, so I accepted the offer of an overseas assignment. I said yes today.
What?
If you are single, would you be willing to take a permanent assignment and be prepared to live there permanently? I was asked, and I said yes. I wonder if I'll come to the US only for short visits.
Have you already filed for divorce?
Yeah, I have already divorced. I stopped by the city office this morning before work and handed in the paperwork. You told me to file as soon as possible, so I did.
No way. I found out I'm not going to get my father's inheritance, which I was counting on. How are my mom and I going to make a living now?
Oh, yeah. By the way, I'm going to sue you for your infidelity.
Sue? What? Why? I've never been unfaithful.
Holly, right? Your mother told me everything.
What?
Even if she hadn't, I already was suspicious. That's why I had already been gathering evidence against you. It seems you decided to have this young Holly have the baby because I wouldn't have it. Have you ever thought about why I don't want to have children? Because your low salary and low sense of responsibility are not enough to raise a child properly. It seems that your mother has encouraged you to have a baby. You're going to have a hard time from now on.
Damn.
I've asked my lawyer to take care of everything else. I'm a stranger to you now.
Oh, Lisa. Wait a minute.
Hey, Lisa. We got mail from your lawyer. How did you know where we moved to? That house is an empty house managed by your late husband's sister, right?
What?
She said, your husband and mother-in-law are living there without permission, and she complained to me.
Why would she?
I told her what had happened, and she agreed to cooperate with me until the matter was settled.
What matter?
I'm talking about the mail you received. Let me put it simply. I'm going to sue for adultery, so pay it at once. That's what it says.
Alimony?
My husband cheated on me. I have the right to demand it. And by the way, Holly has already paid it.
What?
It seems that Frank used the promise of his father's inheritance, which never existed, to get into a relationship with her. She said she would leave him if he didn't have money, and she went back to the countryside. By the way, she is planning to claim child support for the child. I'm sure you'll be getting a bill from Holly in the near future.
My grandchild? That child is to be my grandchild, and I am to raise them. I won't allow her to go back to the countryside.
That's between you and Holly. Actually, you'll have to talk to your lawyer. I can't help you if you talk to me. In any case, I'm sure you'll have to pay for the child out of Frank's low salary. Why don't you just give up and find a part-time job as soon as possible?
Oh no. Lisa, you can get back together with Frank.
I don't want to. I'm going to England.
England?
I'm sure you talked to Frank, but is there a lack of information exchange again?
If you say so.
It's too much trouble to say it all again. Ask your son.
Lisa?
Goodbye. As expected, Holly also sent a letter from her lawyer saying she wanted child support and custody of the baby. Frank tricked me into getting pregnant. I didn't know he was married. I am a victim. She successfully obtained the amount of money she requested. My ex-husband and mother-in-law had to pay a huge amount of money, including the portion I had claimed. They had to borrow money and are living in poverty in a shabby apartment. I saw them through to that point, and then I moved to England. I was in my 40s, so I thought it would be tough to remarry, and I was working hard at my job. I have become friends with a local man of the same age, and may possibly remarry.